What's up, Tsla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall markets. I'm going to break down some big news that's coming up that's very important and what you should be watching for as time goes on, as Tesla's attempting to push higher, as we talked about yesterday. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link that's down below. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're going to get $20 of free Nvda stock. Deposits $2,000 to get $50 worth of the stock. Deposit $10,000 to get $300 worth, and deposit $50,000 to get a free $1,000 worth of Nvidia. The offer ends very soon, so check out my links down below. Anyways, now let's talk about what's happening with the market. So as far as Tesla's going, as you could tell, we're on a very, very nice uptrend. As you can see, we're just making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs again, and we're trying to make a higher low. So the question is, can we try to take out this high at 347 to continue this squeeze, or do we get some kind of rejection move? For now, the market remains more bullish, and I think we could try to push even more. So keep that in mind. Tesla's doing a good job at holding up. Also, SPY and the QQQ are continuing to push to all-time highs, showing no signs of stopping yet. There is this trend line that's going to be a resistance. We're going to see if SPY is going to dip first and then try to break out, or if we just keep breaking out from here. Either way, we're still looking bullish, and Tesla's following the market, and we're going to see if Tesla could break resistance. So there's some news that came out from Elon Musk. He's saying the FSD release in about 6 weeks will be dramatic again, with a 10x higher parameter count and many other improvements. It's going through training and testing right now. Once we confirm real-world safety of FSD 14, which we think will be amazing, the car will nag you much less. He's saying that this is also going to substantially reduce the need for driver attention, but some complex intersections, heavy weather, or unusual events will still require attention. Note the Austin Robotaxi FSD build is 6 months more advanced than what is available in cars in North America. That's a very, very awesome update from Elon Musk, and he's just going on about how Tesla's training new FSD models. So good news, at least from Elon. And then on top of this, there's been some more news about, the Robotaxi service. Elon Musk just said that the Robotaxi service is going to be opening to the general public in Austin, Texas, in the month of September. So that's another very, very awesome piece of news. Also, keep in mind that the public launch is going to follow an initial invite-only phase that began in like June. It's going to be limited in the beginning, but then as time goes on, it's going to expand more and more. Tesla also acquired the necessary permits for them to, have this ride-hailing service. So good news, at least for them. On top of this, there's been a lot of talk about how, Musk is giving us great updates about FSD and how FSD is going to be incorporated in a lot of their different vehicles. That's been some good news so far. Awesome so far, and we're seeing Tesla getting a lot of positive feedback. Besides this, Elon Musk reposted this. The Tesla diner has been open for 3 weeks, and yet there's so many long lines to get inside. So it just goes to show how busy it is. It's very, very busy. It's very successful. Now, Tesla was getting lots of criticism for how they're gonna have to like limit the menu, but it is what it is. And despite that, it's still very successful. It's still big demand, which goes to show how successful it is for Tesla, how well they're doing. So as a result of all this news, that's very, very positive. Tesla's doing a great job at holding up. As long as we don't lose any major support, this could still try to push higher, but we have to see if it breaks resistance. Now, today, there's not really any significant data. It's just very, very minor crude oil data and a couple of Fed speakers throughout the day. There's not really much coming out. I do want to note that CPI was sticky, a little bit hot when it comes to core CPI. Core CPI was above expectations, and the market doesn't really care. So far, the market is still pushing despite that, right? And this was actually the hottest increase in inflation we've seen in 6 months. But despite that, the market is still going to rally. It's just going to do its thing because the market is basically betting that the Fed is going to cut rates very, very soon. So if you look at core CPI, there's a big increase, although all items CPI was flat. The market just rallies as we think there's going to be a cut coming. And we're just continuing to see new all-time highs. And that's what I'm seeing, at least so far. So with that being said, let's talk about this. How is Tesla looking? If you want to be a bear, you want to see Tesla lose 335 to start dipping. As long as we're above 340, though, we're favoring an attempt to push for 345 to 347. We might consolidate for some time. We're going to see if we can break 347. If we do, we're looking for the 350s pretty easily. Then eventually 36 2 is going to be our next potential target. But for now, I do see some consolidation. We might consolidate between 340 and 347. We might just kind of consolidate in this range. Then we'll see if we break out higher to push closer to 350. So keep that in mind. As far as SPY is going, we're looking more bullish right now. Now, if we turn back down and retest 640, we're going to see if we just continue to bounce and break out for like 645 to 647. But we might not even get much of a dip. It might just continue to rally for like 645 to 647. Watch and see. As long as we're above 640, we're bullish. We need to lose 640 to turn bearish. It's possible we retest like 642, then bounce and continue for 645 to 647, but we're looking bullish nonetheless. Nonetheless, SPY is still bullish. For the QQQ, we're also looking bullish right here. As you guys could tell, we're breaking out. We need to see this lose support right here around 575, to turn bearish. There's no sign of us losing support. We could retest 580 before we continue to push for like 585 or so. But if we don't even dip too much, we could just rally for 585. We're still looking very, very strong, very, very bullish. So the buyers are still defending. The IWM is looking bullish. As long as we don't lose 226, we're favoring 230 as our potential target. If we end up losing 226, we could turn back down to 222. But there's no sign of us losing support. We'll see if we retest 226 or not. But either way, I see us testing 230 soon. ES is looking more bullish. Let me just double check this. I don't want to see us lose 6460. Even if we retest that, we're going to likely go for 6500 plus. I think we're going to be testing 6500 on ES. NQ's at 24,000. The all-time high is around 23,800. We're going to see if we come down to retest that before continuing to squeeze higher. But nonetheless, if we hold above 24,000, I do expect this to just continue. Whether this dips first and then continues, or if it doesn't dip much, it could just continue. So we're still looking more bullish. Bitcoin's looking more bullish as long as we don't lose 119,000 or favoring 121,000 plus. It still looks bullish to me. Tesla looks a bit more bullish as long as we can hold above 340. This could be looking for 345 to 347. We'll see if you reject or not and trade sideways in the range before this attempts to break above 347 to 350 to see more upside. Nvda, however, is kind of flat right here. We have resistance around this 183 to 184 area and support at 181. We're just kind of consolidating. So we're going to see if this tests 181 before it tries to bounce. Apple's looking bullish. As long as you don't lose 230, we're favoring 232.5 then 235. AMD is looking bullish. We have a bull flag right over here, inverse head and shoulders. As long as you don't lose 174, we're actually favoring a push for like the 185 area. Once again, we have a bull flag, inverse head and shoulders, favoring the 180s. Coinbase looks decent, but we need to break past 328 to push for the 330s. Amazon's looking a bit more bullish. It's consolidating, but I'm looking for an attempt for like 225. Meta's looking more bullish, favoring 800 as long as we don't lose 780. Google's also favoring 205 to 208 as our targets. As long as we don't lose 202, we're favoring upside. And then Microsoft is also favoring upside. Nice double bottom here. As long as you don't lose 525, we're going to be favoring a push for 535. So I think we're looking quite good. The VIX is also on a big downtrend. We need to get back above 15.5 for it to be bullish. No sign of that. We're also failing to get back above 15, so we're still looking bearish on the VIX as the stock market pumps to new all-time highs. It looks bullish. Tesla's also looking a bit more bullish, but I want to see if we can try to break resistance here. Watch and see if we trade sideways first. We might see some sideways price action like this first, and then we'll see if we break out higher or not. If we break 347, we're looking for an attempt to push for 350 to 352 plus. But for now, we might see some sideways price action in this range before going higher. With that being said, I thank you all for listening. Have a good one, and peace out.